Hey there, houseplant friends! I am very excited because today I'm going to show you my entire Hoya collection. I started collecting Hoyas about 10 months ago, so I don't have a very extensive collection yet. But I am very lucky to live in a subtropical region, which means I can provide pretty much the perfect growing conditions for a lot of different types of Hoyas. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. The first Hoya that I got was this Hoya carnosa, or at least these Hoya carnosa cuttings. These came off my mother's very large and very mature Hoya plant. And when I got them, I had no idea about Hoyas. I did not know how to care for them, and I didn't even know just how large and diverse the genus of Hoya is, so I really did not appreciate them when I first got them. I tried to root these cuttings in the middle of winter, which is like the worst time to root cuttings. So they took a long time to get established. Yeah, even now, they really have not taken off. There's 2 cuttings in this pot, and each cutting has grown about 2 new leaves since I planted them up, which is really not a lot. But I have heard that Hoya carnosa cuttings can take a little while to establish themselves, but once they do get a go on, you can't stop them. The next Hoya I purchased is Hoya carnosa compacta, and I will admit I bought this one purely because of Instagram, and how could you not? I'm sure many of you have seen the images online of these with just really long tentacle-like tendrils, and I decided I really wanted one of those in my own home. This Hoya in the home I have found to be quite a slow grower. However, when I place this one outside, we have this big lily pilly which we hang lots of plants on here, and it just provides like the perfect growing conditions for so many different plants, including Hoyas. So I have found that when I place this Hoya outside, it will grow incredibly quickly actually. So I purchased this one probably about 8 months ago, and in that time it has, I think, doubled in length. I love watching new leaves come in and the way they just crinkle and curl back. Got some new leaves coming in there, which is very exciting. Yeah, a really beautiful Hoya, very easy to look after. Does require a lot of bright indirect light though, so but if you are able to provide those sort of conditions, then I would really recommend getting one of these. So the next Hoya that I want to show you is this Hoya tsangii. This is the variegated form, the inside variegation. There is also an elbow maginata form, the one with the white on the outside of the leaf. This is a really just delightful Hoya to have. In the right position, it does grow relatively quickly. I think the fact that it is variegated means that it does grow a little bit slower. So I keep this in a position that's about 2 meters away from a meter and a half away from an east facing window, and about half a meter away from a south facing window. It grows pretty well there. I'm sure it would enjoy a little bit more bright light. It's got lots of new little vines coming in at the moment and new leaves. Here's a close-up of the leaves, which I just think they are so beautiful with the variegation. The next Hoya that I purchased is this Hoya lacunosa Eskimo. Eskimo means that it has a lot of white splashing on the leaves. As you can see, not many of these leaves do have a lot of white splashing. Maybe it is just a regular Hoya lacunosa, I'm not too sure. When I first got this one, it was just one single vine, like this vine, and since then it has really taken off. In the beginning, I found the leaf buds kept going brown and dropping off before they had fully emerged. And it took me a little while to realize that I was not watering this one enough. I have found that this Hoya really does not enjoy fully drying out between waterings in the growing season. So I am watering this one probably about every 2 to 3 days, but I think that's also partly because I've got it in a very small terracotta pot and it's in a very loose barky mixture. It's about 50% these big chunks of orchid bark, about 20% perlite, and the rest I think it's a succulent and cactus mix. I'm really hoping I can get this one to flower because this is supposed to be the cinnamon scented Hoya, and I have heard that Hoya lacunosa is one of the easier Hoyas to get them to flower. Next Hoya I have to show you is my biggest Hoya. Is this massive Hoya pubicalyx. Believe it or not, this is all one plant. So it's all grown from one single vine, and from there it's shot out obviously lots and lots of different vines. And I have also taken cuttings off this Hoya and it is still massive. It is an incredibly fast growing Hoya. I grow this one outside under the tree with a lot of other Hoyas, and I have to be very careful because it is definitely a climber, and I have to make sure that it doesn't climb up into the tree away from where I can reach it. I got this from a local nursery, just like a little, it's a nursery that's just run out of someone's backyard. It's a family run place and they had this massive Hoya sitting there for $15. So naturally I had to purchase it, and absolutely no regrets. It is a wonderful Hoya. If you are looking for a really easy beginner Hoya, I can thoroughly recommend the Hoya pubicalyx. There are a number of different varieties of Hoya pubicalyx. I don't know what type of variety this one is. I'll have to wait until it flowers before I can figure that out. Also, I just want to show off some of these leaves at the back here. Look how splashy those leaves are. Just beautiful. Another kind of big Hoya that I have is this Hoya potsii, or potis, I think it's pronounced Hoya potsii. It is native to Australia, so I think that's part of the reason why it has grown so well for me. I bought this just as a single vine cutting about 2 months ago or so, and as you can see it has grown very well for me since then. I keep this one in a position where it sits in full sun for half the day, which means that its leaves are turning this beautiful red colour in the sun. This is not one that I can grow inside because it really enjoys bright light. I love the leaf venation, I love the colour of the leaves, I love how quick it is to grow. So if you do come across this Hoya and you have a space outside that you can grow it, I would thoroughly recommend getting one because I just think it's beautiful, and it's one of those Hoyas that I check almost every day and I feel like almost every day there's new growth on it. Okay, hope you're still with me because we're getting towards the end. The next Hoya that I want to show you is this Hoya species Affinity burtoniae. When I purchased this Hoya, it was labelled as a Hoya honeydew. If you want to find out more about the name of this Hoya, I have a whole video on that, so I will link that one down below. Please go check it out. It has beautiful pubescent, so fuzzy leaves. It is, so the name Hoya species Affinity burtoniae means that it is very, very similar to a Hoya burtoniae, but might not be exactly a Hoya burtoniae. I got this a couple of months ago, and in that time this vine has doubled in length, so it's doing quite well. I should mention that most of my Hoyas are in an east facing window, and they seem to really, really love it there, including this one. Not a whole lot I can say about this Hoya, other than I love the texture of its leaves. I think it's beautiful. Some of the leaves, because I've moved it to a brighter position, are starting to turn a little red. Yeah, really beautiful Hoya and very easy to grow. Next Hoya was probably the first time that I found one of my wish list Hoyas. So I bought it as soon as I saw it, and that is this Hoya curtisii. It has very small leaves, which I love. I love how tiny these leaves are. I love the mottling on the leaves. I found that this one enjoys quite a bit of moisture. I think that's partly because of just how small those leaves are. I've heard mixed stories about how easy these are to grow. So far, this one has not been too difficult for me. I have new leaves coming in the end here, which is very, very exciting. I think the leaves are so adorable and so cute, and yeah, just really, really excited that I was able to find it. Now let me introduce you to this Hoya. It was labelled as a Hoya kentiana, but I had seen a lot of people say online that the Hoya with this, you know, really long, thin, dark green leaf is actually a Hoya shepherdii. I'm not too sure exactly what type of Hoya this is. I did buy it from a really quite reputable grower, so it makes me think that maybe it is a Hoya kentiana. Really, I don't know. We'll wait until it flowers, and then I will have a much better idea. Well, if I can get it to flower, that is. But I really, really love these thick, dark green, long leaves. Let's get you a nice close-up of them there. Okay, my camera just died from overheating, because despite the fact that it is April, it is still 30 degrees today. So we're going to speed this up. I just have a couple more ones to show you. Okay. These last ones that I have to show you all came in the mail yesterday. So I'm still getting to know these Hoyas. I can't tell you an awful lot about them, but yeah, I'm very, very excited to have them in my collection. They are wishlist Hoyas, so yeah, very, very excited. I can't wait to show you. First one is this Hoya obovata. I'm sure you've already seen this Hoya before. It is a very common Hoya, especially on Instagram. I think that this one is a bit more common in Europe and in America than what it is in Australia, because I have not seen this one in stores to buy before. The only time I've seen it to buy is online. I'm a huge fan of these big round leaves. For some reason the leaves aren't quite as circular as I was expecting. There's a leaf down here which I can't really get it to show you, but that is a very circular leaf. The rest are far more sort of oval or egg shaped, but I still think they're beautiful. I'm still really excited to have this in my collection. From what I read, it is a very fast growing and reliable Hoya. So yeah, hopefully this will take off in no time. Speaking of round leaves, I have this adorable little Hoya Mathilde. This Hoya is a cross between Hoya carnosa and Hoya serpens, and I just think those little leaves are just adorable. This was on my wish list for a long time. Very, very hard to come by in Australia. I've seen it once in a nursery, and a cutting not much bigger than this cost me $30. This one cost me $15 plus shipping. Oh, I should mention, this one cost me $11. Got a little growth tip there, so hopefully I will see new growth come from it very soon, and hopefully the shipping process didn't stress it out too much. But yeah, really excited to have this one in my collection. I love the way it looks with just a few leaves in the pot. I think it's just adorable. Now, last one I have to show you. It's not technically a Hoya, but it is a very close relation to the Hoya, and I want to show it to you because it came in the same shipment as the other two. That is this Dischidia ruscifolia. Now it has these beautiful tiny little heart-shaped leaves, which I think are just absolutely gorgeous. It's so cute. I kind of like how similar the leaf shape and look is to the Hoya curtisii, but obviously it's a far more dense grower than the Hoya curtisii, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up. You can't really see at all, but there are tiny little flower buds along the stem. So I'm hoping that it didn't get too stressed in shipping and that those buds will eventually open up for me. If you are someone who is really into Hoya, I would recommend growing Dischidia as well, since they are such close relatives. If you enjoy growing Hoya, then you will definitely enjoy growing Dischidia. This is the second Dischidia I have in my collection. So yeah, I'm looking forward to branching out more into that area of plants. That is my entire Hoya collection. I hope you enjoyed watching it all. I have been meaning to film this for a really long time. I really love Hoyas. I think it has become my favorite genus of plants, and there are literally hundreds of different species of Hoya. So I doubt I will ever run out of Hoyas to collect. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you are all staying happy and safe. I know we're all still in very rough and uncertain times, so look after yourselves, look after one another, be kind to everyone, especially supermarket employees. I work at a supermarket, and please, for the love of God, be nice to us. It's a hard time to be working right now, and it's been a very stressful time for myself and my colleagues, so yeah, please be gentle with us. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!